But let's not waste any time and get right into the action. Aura saves us from needing a crit on the rightmost paladin, and an easy 53% crit with the Master Sword takes out the first Draco Knight. Zane sets up a fun kill from Marth with the Devil Sword. And Astrum, with his 1 point of damage over Beck, exactly one-shots this Draco Knight with Geist. The Avatar picks up a Killer Bow crit. This would have been a Parthia one-shot if the Draco Knight I pointed out in the previous chapter hadn't screwed me with his high stats, but here we are. Fina helps Geitz get another easy kill. Etzel gets the next one, and our lovely lakeside resort / home base is safe from Draco Knights for now. But it's time to get stupid. There is simply no way to deal with this cavalry except using the arena to find Rider's Bane crits. This is by far the most degenerate and crit-heavy moment in the whole playthrough, and all I can do is ask your forgiveness, because there's simply nothing else I can do. There's still a certain amount of strategy here. Abel is set up so that Rocher can run in here, talk, trade off the Rider's Bane, and take out the Paladin we chunked with Aura, although, of course, again, I got another unnecessary crit on the one Paladin I bothered to chunk with Aura. Fuck you, Fire Emblem 12. God, a couple things might make this pure degeneracy easier to swallow, though. First is that there are no more Rider's Bane crits after this turn. This is it. Like ripping a band-aid off. It's just this one turn. And second is that this is really more of a problem of economics than raw stats. If I had another 27k-ish gold to forge a +9 might Rider's Bane, then these would all just be one-shots, no problem. So if someone smarter than me can find that much money in this run, I'd really love to see it. And to that point, there is actually a way to get all these kills with just one Rider's Bane being traded around, but I thought about it after I recorded this and didn't get to show it. I'm sure you can figure it out if you want to. Again, this feels so scummy. I throw myself at your mercy. There really is no other way. It's just a completely unfair set of reinforcements, especially on Lunatic. And at least the Geosphere helps out a little with these crits. So there it is. That's the worst turn in the whole playthrough. It's never even close to that stupid ever again, I promise. Now, Yumina needs to move down here to lure in the last pack of Draco Knights, and don't forget that we still have these reinforcements from the top left heading our way. There's no option for this Draco Knight except a Hawklair crit. Even if he had flown toward my archers with the other three, I would still have to use Minerva. I said in the previous chapter that the Parthia was done. I don't know why I said that. That was obviously wrong, but now it is gone for sure, with a truly amazing service record. If my math is right, Beck would have been 1 damage short of killing these Draco Knights, so it seems Astrum really was the right call. Oh, don't go on that forest tile. That's in the Ballista's range. And this is why Fina wasn't able to help out with the Paladins. I had to keep her in the Lakeside Resort area to get a 3rd bow kill here. Abel and Pala are about to head off on a top-secret mission to pull the 4th recruitable character, Wolf, so we can't let Abel take the Geosphere with him. There's still plenty of killing to do over here. Alright, everything looks good. Rocher eats the Ballista here, and as crappy as all these pre-promotes are, I will say that their base health in the mid to high 30s is kind of nice. Sirius and Aaron both would have gotten one-shot by this Ballista as Draco Knights. The last of the Nightmare reinforcements are on our doorstep, and as much as I'd like to push into them or to already have Katarina fight them on that enemy phase, I just can't move forward without pulling that entire pack of horsemen by the Ballista. But thanks to the increased movement penalty of Cavalry, we're able to set up a very efficient choke point with Katarina in between these pillars. I need to get Hawkeye and the Geosphere onto Minerva, so there's some weird looking trades going on here. And you can see with the tiling here how effective this choke point is. Everyone gets to stay pretty close to Katarina. I definitely overthought this. I thought I'd need the Geosphere over on the mountains to the right of Katarina, where Minerva's going to go, but actually Leiden or Zane could have held it just as well. Since I have a second, I want to mention real quick that visiting one of the houses, or simply entering the vendor or the armory, also advances the RNG in the same way as the arena. I have to assume they just recycled the code. But I prefer the arena for the visual confirmation of seeing a different number. Just makes me feel better. Anyway, the problem with these horsemen is that they're flimsy enough for Nosferatu to bring them below half health, and then the enemy bishops are going to cast Fortify. Having them all at full health is just a little too much to handle, so I need Katarina to get rid of one of them for me with a crit. With 2 of my flyers gone, and Zane having lost his transformation, I just need a few crits here to get past this turn. But since I feel so guilty, I made sure to use the best crit chance weapons I had. Thoron, the Master Sword, and Hawkeye. We can kill these last 2 the old-fashioned way, though. Zane hands off the Rider's Bane and imitates Rocher. I just needed him to be one of my 10-move units who can use Rider's Bane. I picked Rocher for the meme factor. Pala and Abel could position to pull Wolf on this turn, but it would actually end up with a higher turn count in the end for complicated reasons that I'm going to explain later, so they're just chilling for now. And if they had stayed with the rest of my army at the resort for an extra turn, they would have had nothing to do. We weren't fighting on that turn anyway. This arena visit is because the Ballista is going to crit Abel without it. Violin does a great job soaking the Ballista with his 7 luck in Abel's absence, and Katarina finally moved in range of this pack of horsemen, and like last time, I need to crit one of them because they're going to get healed back to full, and that would be just too much to deal with. The 3rd recruitable unit is in this pack. His name is Sedgar, and just like with Violent, his speed is so low that if Katarina had been any farther forward, Sedgar would have reached her, gotten doubled, and died. So this was as far as Katarina could go for the pull. And we've still got these sages to deal with from the Nightmare reinforcements. This is a really great turn, though. I think you guys will really like these kill setups. There's some cool ones. The only crits are with the Master Sword. And the horsemen all stupidly have their bows in their equip slot, so they can be chipped at 1 range for free. Like, check this out. Rocher with the Rider's Bane, plus Marth with the Devil Sword. You can't get that content anywhere else, baby. The Master Sword killing from full is just too good to pass up, and Minerva takes a hefty chunk with her poleaxe. If you've been paying attention, there's been some weirdo trade chaining of the Heath Lance, and it was for this moment, so that Violin can trade, talk, and kill in this position. That's another great kill. I love that one. Both Rocher and Violent did that same thing. They did trade, talk, kill, all in one move. That's really satisfying. The Ballista is slow enough to be doubled by Katarina, and it has 0 resistance, so she has no trouble with that kill. You can throw some confetti in the air, because that's the last Ballista kill of the game. Although there's plenty of siege tomes, so my life really isn't any easier. This is another cute kill. Sedgar with the steel sword after Katarina used aura to chunk the sage. Zane is able to trade off the Rider's Bane for this chunk. And Astrum gives us another Master Sword crit. The Woedao also would have killed here with the same crit chance, but I'm going to sell the Woedao, and I'm not going to sell the Master Sword, so economically this was the right call. And it just made me happy. And Etzel takes us home. That's probably one of my favorite turns in the whole playthrough. It was absolutely beautiful putting all the numbers and trades together, and the only crits were pretty damn high percent on the Master Sword. Basically guaranteed when you just shuffle everything around to find it. So I hope that turn convinced you that I'm abusing the arena responsibly, and not just taking crits to solve all my problems. That kind of turn is what made me fall in love with 0% growth in the first place. Just absolutely beautiful gameplay. This Ballista over here by Wolf rolled 8 crit instead of 9, so the 2% crit rule doesn't apply to Abel, but that's fine. Pala can tank it instead, and Abel will pull Wolf with Iode's shield. Wolf's bubble has been popped now, so to speak, and so he's going to run all the way over to the rest of our army. There's not much left to do at this point. You'll see only a handful of my units are going to even bother moving anymore. Fina's low movement is really the bottleneck here. Yumina is still enjoying the lovely lakeside resort town. And Violent hands off the Geosphere to the Roman Goddess of Victory. This actually isn't the last chapter you'll see Violent, and I will be absolutely stunned if anyone can guess what he's used for. Okay, so this is hard to explain, but imagine Wolf was pulled a turn earlier, and so right now he'll be right up next to the forts at the choke point. If Sedgar goes to talk to him in that position, 2 enemy horsemen will pull and kill them both, which means you would have to just sit back for an extra turn, let Wolf come in through the choke here on turn 14, and then position Katarina on turn 15, instead of positioning Katarina on turn 14. So I hope that made sense. Pulling Wolf a turn earlier would have ended up costing me an extra turn. Astrum soaks the Ballista for Katarina with his luck of 5, another thing Beck wouldn't have been able to do. And Katarina fights off these 2 horsemen with non-crits. Seriously, I'm not abusing the arena for crits unless I absolutely have to. It's really important to me that you believe that. I want to shout out the Life Sphere again. Seriously, what an incredible amount of work that thing is doing, letting me soak Ballista basically for free. These kills are easy enough to set up, and we finally recruit the 4th member of the Wolf Guard, completing arguably the hardest recruitment in the whole franchise. I would say that on Lunatic, this is harder than Xavier in FE5, but that's a discussion for another day. You could have killed this 2nd horseman however you want. I just always think it's funny to let Marth kill stuff. There are 8 more reinforcements from the forts around the castle, like before, but and that happens once you pass within 2 tiles of the Ballista in like a box, which is actually kind of generous. I assumed it was going to happen as soon as you pass these forts on the choke point. But as it is, we can dance extend Marth to the gate from these positions, provided that Marth dodges the Ballista on enemy phase. Another necessary evil, I'm afraid, but it's a better dodge than last time with Marth's base 14 avoid plus another 15 from the fort. And Yumina helps us get there since she's having such a great time at the lakeside resort. Abel does not give a shit about these Ballista, baby. What a champion. Alright, it's time to finish this. Abel gets in position with the Geosphere, and I went ahead and used the save tiles for these 2 hammer crits. I could have used the arena, but the iterations are faster with the save tiles. I have to do this save state crap with the arena. Anyway, didn't even need to reset for this first one though, because Minerva's such a beast. And Astrum takes us home with his Super Saiyan hair. The boss drops a Spirit Dust for some reason. Maybe he took it from Boa, I don't know. And I'm not wasting any time getting that on Canarita. Let's do it right now. Finally, the most difficult thing I've ever done in Fire Emblem is beaten. I am fucking unstoppable. Harden dies next time. Thanks for watching.